going to comment. Preparing to live streaming. I'm going to comment. Right, so that's that online. That's good to go. Okay, so let me share the screen. So we're gonna going back to the whole unit of quadratic. So let me going back to MCR3U curriculum. You should be able to see that what exactly you guys expected to see in MCR3U. Quadratic relation, something you have seen. MCR3U is gonna come back. So let me going back to in MCR3U functions 11. So you can see that it's characteristic of function, exponential function, discrete function, trigonometric functions. But in the characteristic of functions, there will be more focus on the quadratic function. So if we're going back to, okay, so you can see that represent linear and quadratic function using function notation, and a domain and range, and then quadratic function representing relationship between the height of the ball, something that you have seen before is going to come back. So let's going back to things you have seen today. So first, it's a quadratic review. I'm not really just diving into quadratic review, but how many of you don't know these forms? So let's go back to our given. Have you ever seen this one before, sir? Factored form, standard form, and a vertex form?
I'm kind of familiar with like vertex.
Sorry?
I'm kind of familiar with like vertex.
You kind of familiar. That's okay. So I'm gonna going back to today. So that's perfectly fine. We're gonna going back to vertex form. So that is what we're gonna be focusing on today. The standard form and factored form is pretty straightforward. But let's going back to a quick question. So you have y is equal to y is equal to a into x minus h whole thing squared plus k. So let's going back to asking what is the vertex. So let's see, given, can you tell me what is the vertex here?
You want me to just give like a random one?
Sorry?
You want me to just give like a random one?
I'm asking if this is in the form, what is the vertex? So this is in the form, what is the vertex?
Oh, I think it's is it X?
Sorry?
Is it X? X is the vertex.
Okay, so you probably forgot it. So let me go back to Vidushan. What is the vertex here?
It would be the value of h and k.
So if this is in the form, I want a vertex coordinate.
Oh no.
Shiron? Well, that's okay, summer. That's all right. All right, so if this is the form, the vertex is h comma k. The vertex is h comma k. So what is the vertex is? Vertex is where your parabola turns. Vertex is where parabola turns. Oh no. All right. Sometime my pen give hiccups, then I need to go back to my iPad, which I don't want to. But I don't mind to. Let's see what's going on. Okay, let me close this and then start my pen back. Shouldn't be a problem, I believe. Okay. All right, can you guys bear with me? Stay in there. It's look like my pen, but when I'm writing, it's completely out of charge. So I need to go back to my iPad. So I will be in a moment. I will start in a moment. You stay there. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
All good. All right, I'm back on my side. So let me share my screen to get into the business. Yeah. All right. All right, so let's go back here. So when an equation is given in a vertex form, that we should be able to see the vertex is just given by h comma k. Something that you have seen that in grade 10. So for example, if y is equal to minus 2, x plus 5 whole thing. Let's go back to something straightforward. Y is equal to x minus 5 whole thing squared plus 3. And then vertexes, if you look at the matching form, h. So in this case, h is 5, comma 3 to k. Now, the vertex sometimes is going to be maximum value, sometimes it's going to be minimum value, isn't it? Hello, can you recall that?
Yeah.
Can you recall that from the grade 10? When you have your grade 10 maths, sir? First semester or second semester? Hello?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I have it first semester.
No, I'm asking Akivan, so my new student. So when did he have the grade 10 math?
Yeah.
First semester or second semester?
I'm about to have like grade 11 math and like
What?
grade 11 math and first.
No. I'm talking about grade 10 math, sir. Grade 10 math, which semester you had it?
Oh, like I think it was second.
So you, so you had your grade 10 math second semester. Okay. I'm confused. Hold on. Oh no. So your brother is the one going to grade 12, right? He learned that physics from one of my teacher. Is it right?
My brother came here once.
Sorry?
My brother like went to this class once.
No. Your brother took summertime physics class. I believe that. Not summertime. Last year physics class. And one of my friend told him.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was thinking that you, so I'm confused myself. Okay, so you are the younger brother, not him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, all good. So, what you guys saying? Oh yeah, so I'm not there, so forget about my camera because I came downstairs. Okay, so based on this minus or plus, you're gonna see it's vertex's maximum momentum. For example, that if the leading coefficient here negative, we call its maximum value. On the other hand, if the leading coefficient is going to be positive, then you're going to have a minimum value. So the graph that have a maximum value will go like this, upside down. We call it open downwards. The graph have a minimum value will go down like that. So you guys have seen this about quadratics in grade 10. So I have no question on that. In grade 10 class, you have learned all about the quadratic functions like that. But what we're going to focus on the first one, you can see that determining the maximum and minimum value. But before we go on, why do we need to find a maximum and minimum value? That's a question that we're going to talk about it. So I think I was in a focus mode, so I can only see. I need to get around. That's okay. So I can't, why did I do the focus mode here? Let me take it out, so otherwise I can see you guys. I used to do that. Stop focus mode. So where is my focus mode? Okay, now I can see everyone. Cool. Okay. Participants. All right. Going back to the question here is, Sharon, why do we need to find the maximum value or minimum value? What's the point of it? Sharon?
To get the 2 points for the equation.
That is why you need to know the maximum minimum value. I'm talking about in real life. What is the point of it? Finding the maximum value and minimum value. What is the point of it? Varwin? I mean, not Varwin, Vidushan. What do you think the point of it finding the maximum value and minimum value?
Trying to measure like the path of a projectile. You can see like how far it goes or the peak, and like for money
okay.
equations.
All right, so he said that you should be able to find out in a projectile motion, how far the ball can go. Sure, yes. So when you're hitting a soccer ball, that we want to see that how far it can go, or that if you want to create a video game app, that you're standing here, here's a basketball. So you need to see that is it possible for the basketball to really reach this basket here based on how you're throwing it. But let's going back to something relevant that you guys gonna see. So what is happening in September 9 this year? Anything happening on September 9 this year? Anything special do you guys see on your social media platform news? Hello. Anything special is going to happen in September 9th?
I don't really know.
Okay, no one knows what's going to happen. So in September 9 is going to be an Apple event. So the Apple is going to have the event. It's the greatest event every year. So this year, most anticipated event because all the tariff going on, and then Apple completely moved the production to India. So and then also promises that they, yes, 1 second. So they also promises, just give me money. So it's the most anticipated event because of the economic circumstances. People are having like different prediction whether Apple is going to make a profit or not, and so on, so on, so. So the question here is, Apple brings this event always in September. If you guys have seen the records, Apple always had the Apple event in September. The question here is, why Apple hosting the event in September? What is special about September?
It's before Christmas?
Oh yeah, so he knows that I talked about this before. So Apple doesn't target this back to school. Apple target this one for the Christmas. Now, when the new iPhone 17 is going to release, so let's say there's going to be $13.99. That's the price is going to come in September. But what they will do, if you really wait for the Christmas, the price will go down on Christmas. You will see Rogers, Dallas Bell, all the company going to be offered for $12.99 or maybe even $11.99, right? Now the question here is, why does the Apple do that? Why Apple, or how Apple come up with the decrease in price? This is where math comes to play, right? So you might think people working for Apple are just going to be engineers, or you might be thinking people who work on the Apple just salespeople. People who with an MBA work for the Apple, right? People with a financial background is going to work for Apple. People with an economics background is going to work for Apple. So big corporation, larger corporation, there's a lot of things placed by. Now, why Apple reducing the price? Because when you reduce the price, the number of sales bills goes high. And Apple know when they will be break even or when they will hit the maximum revenue for the new production. They can model this using a quadratic function and set a price. This is a price they're going to set for the Christmas time so that they perfectly fine to sell it for the lower price, even though originally in September $13.99. So as Vidushan said, that it just you can predict about the motion of the projectile. So what we're going back to today, we're going back to algebraically how we should be able to find out the vertex. So here's a process. So let's going back to what's happening. But before I move on, I want you guys to do a little math. Factor the following expression. So that's the first thing you guys are going to do. Factor the following expressions. Okay, my first expression is x squared plus 12x plus 36. My second expression is going to be x squared minus 10x plus 25. My third expression is going to be x squared plus 18x plus 81. So on the board I provided, I want you guys to factor those expressions. Show all the way. factor those expressions. If you don't know, that's perfectly fine. That's basically says that you completely didn't open math textbook during the summertime, right? But your teacher will spend only just 1 day or two to do that. Oh yeah, let's do grade 10 review, guys. And then the grade 11 function is going to be keep going like a rocket. So back to those expression, I will drop in to see how you guys doing that there before we move on. Um, hello. I didn't see Karthik for the class today. Is he's going to join? Okay. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. So, Agiman, are you doing the work, sir? Oh, you have complete. Huh?
Yeah.
Where are you writing? Are you writing on the board that I provided?
I'm writing on a paper.
Okay. How do I see the work when you're writing on that? You can able to write on that paper I provided. It's make my life easy. The board.
Sir,
Mhm.
could you send the link again? Because I don't have it.
Yeah. So let me go in back here and Lucid Spec. Give me a moment, guys. Let's copy this back. All right, so let me put that on the chat. All right, so let me go back to my board here. All right. So yes, so Shivan is on the right track, Vidushan is on the right track. So I can't see anything that I haven't. So I haven't. You should have done the first one at this point. So tell me verbally, what did you get for the first one?
I'm still like doing the third one, but
Oh, you started to do the third one. So what did you get for the third one?
no, like I just started to do the first one.
Oh, you start out with the third one.
No, I'm starting like to do the first one.
Okay, but I want what's the answer for the first one?
I'm still doing it.
So you're still doing the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, let's see how Nishal is doing it. All right, so let's quick review. The way to factor it, you need to break the 36 into 12. So that's the goal. We need to break the 36 into two numbers such that the product will be 12. So Ivan, can you tell me two numbers that multiply 36 that add up to get a 12?
3 and 12.
But if you add 3 plus 12, sir, this is going to be 15. So I want two numbers added together 12,
Oh,
multiplied together 36.
you mean like added together?
So when you add two numbers, A plus B, that should be 12. But when you multiply those two numbers, you should get 36.
Oh, 6.
6 and
6 and 6.
6 and 6. You can rewrite that back into 6x plus 6x plus 36. So now it's called factoring by regrouping. So from grade 10, so you're going to comment factor the x, so x plus 6 here, you're going to comment factor the 6 here, x plus 6. You can see that it's going to be x plus 6 times x plus 6. So this is going to be x plus 6 whole thing squared. Okay, let me ask Nishal. Nishal, I want two numbers add up together -10, but multiply together +25.
+5 and -5.
So if you do +5 plus -5 and the integers, you're gonna get 0. Do you see the problem?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell me two numbers add up together -10, multiply together 25? Vidushan?
-5 and -5.
Correct, so we're gonna rewrite as -5x plus 25. And then in grade 10 that you have learned that how to further factor this. So it's called factoring by regrouping. For these two x's a common factor, you get x minus 5. You get -5 as a common factor, x minus 5. So this is x minus 5 times x minus 5, which you can rewrite it x minus 5 whole thing squared, isn't it? So that's going back to Abigail. Can you tell me, sir, two numbers add up together 18, but multiply together 81?
9.
Correct. So I don't want to rewrite the step, but I'm going to write x plus 9 whole thing squared. Now let's going back to this form. We know this is the same as this. This is the same as this. We know when something in the vertex form, how to tell the vertex. The vertex is h comma k. Vertex is h comma k. So I begin. What is the vertex here, sir? In this expression, in the quadratic expression, what is the vertex?
Like 9 and
-9, sir, because you need to have the sign in the middle minus. So, but I have a positive here. So the vertex is going to be, for this example, the vertex is going to be -9. And the k value is 0 because we can rewrite that back like that, right? So I'm going to going back to Nishal. What is the vertex here, Nishal?
Wait, number 3 or number 2?
Number 2.
Wait, which part?
I asked what is the vertex.
Like the last part of the equation?
I just simply want what is the vertex for that expression. So this is the expression. What is the vertex of the expression? Shiron, what is the vertex? Shiron,
Is it 18x?
so vertex is the coordinate, man. Vertex is just two numbers. So when you have a quadratic relation in vertex form, the h and k is going to be the vertex. We need to look at it whether it's in vertex form. This is in vertex form because I can put a 0 here. So that's a vertex form. Look at it. A is 1. A is 1. X minus 5. All things squared plus k. The vertex is 5, 0. Are you following that, sir?
Yeah.
Abigail, what is the vertex here?
is it
Sorry.
-6,
Correct. -6.
0.
Yes. -6, 0. Now let's going back to all these expressions. If you guys really look at all these expressions, They are known as perfect square. Look at that perfect square. Look at that perfect square. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
The factoring is a perfect square because we were able to write the whole thing squared. So the logic here is when an expression in a perfect square, then you can easily tell the vertex, right? So these ones are pretty easy. They are in a perfect square. But the question is why they are perfect square. We have to observe why they all in the perfect square. So let's look at this. Let's observe this. Take half of 12. Again, what is half of 12, sir?
6 and 6 added together.
Yes, half of 12. How much?
Um,
Oh, my Zoom has started update. 1 second, 1 minute. 1 minute. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just give me a moment because in the middle of nowhere, my Zoom has started to update. So I have no clue what's happened. Okay. I'm a student is in the waiting room. Okay, how do I make the host? No. Okay, it's almost done. Still loading it. That's kind of weird. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's the update. Okay.
the answer was like 3 and 4.
1 second. So 1 second. Let me get participants. Oh yes, I can't really find them. Oh. Me a moment. Just I'm talking to microphone. Just give me a moment. I'm just waiting for the update. Hi, Karthik. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, just give me a moment, sir. Just my iPad started to get a Zoom update. I'm just waiting for that. Okay, so are you seeing my screen?
No.
Okay, so that's okay. I know you're seeing the screen, but that's not what I want. Just give me a moment. Now let's string. Okay, Zoom. Okay, can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's go move on. All right. So I was asking that how to find the vertex here. So where I am, where's my question? Oh, yes. So we're going to looking at some relationship here. 12 divided by 2 is going to be 6. 6 squared is 36. So what do you notice 36 sit here? So let's going back to the next example. What is half of negative 10? Negative 5. What is negative 5 squared is? 25. So you can see that that's a perfect square. What is half of 18? 9. What is 9 squared? 81. So in other way, if you have a quadratic expression in the form of like this, and if b divided by 2 whole thing squared is equal to c, then you can write as a perfect square, x plus b over 2 whole thing squared. Having an expression in that form will simply help you to find the vertex easily. So what we're going to going back to see, what if you have an expression they are not in the form? That is what we want to see. And so that is what the process called completing square. So let's going back to Karthik. Have you ever learned completing square?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to going back to the completing square process to see how to do it. Okay. So let's going back to what the process will look like in completing square. That is exactly what I'm going to talking about in this example. So this example start with some complex one. So we're going to move it back to see what the process look like. Express the following in vertex form. So first step, insert the brackets around the first two terms. This is only necessary if the x squared coefficient is not 1. So you can see that the x squared coefficient is not 1. So we put the bracket across the first two terms. And then step 2, divide the coefficient of the middle term by the 2. So that means simply common factor the x squared term outside. So what would I get here? I got x squared, and then I'm going to get minus 6x. Are you guys following that so far? Hello?
Yeah.
Guys, are you guys following the first step?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to going back to see, add and subtract the constant to keep the equation balanced. So how we're going to be at that constant? The constant is c generated by b over 2 whole thing squared. Your b is minus 6. So minus 6 divided by 2 whole thing squared is going to be 9. Now we're going to rearrange something here. We're going to keep this one. So that is together. And we're going to multiply this, the minus 2 with the minus 9, which is going to be negative 18. So that is going to be negative 18 here. I mean, positive 18 in this case, because minus 2 times minus 9, positive 18. So all I did, I keep the first 3 terms together. Then I just multiply the last term that's left over inside the bracket with the outside, which we have to do. That's called distribution. Now, the whole thing inside the bracket is a perfect square. You can see that. We can rewrite that x minus 3 whole thing squared. 18 minus 7 is going to be 11. So, vertex. We talk about it, vertex. That is your edge, 11. Equation of the axis. The equation of the axis is equal to x is equal to 3. The vertex x coordinate the axis of symmetry. The optimal value, they're talking about a max or min value, always the vertex y coordinate, which is 11. The direction of opening is determined by the a values. Negative mean is going to be open downward. Now, it's the optimal value, maximum or minimum. We can see that it's going to be maximum because the graph is open downward. Are you guys following that step?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're following the step, these examples you guys can see it's complex one. So I'm gonna try to work out through those examples, and then you guys gonna do some practice to play around with that. So let's get started with how to proceed to the next one. Then you get some time to work on your own. So let's going back to the next one. I'm gonna simply go through the process, nothing else. Simply following the process. I can see all of you, which is great. So first step, we're going to be simply take the negative we're going to put the bracket for the first two terms. Let's do that. So negative x squared plus 10x bracket minus 15. Then simply take anything in front of the x squared is a common factor, so which is minus 1. So I don't need to write minus 1. If I took the minus out, you're going to get x squared minus 10x minus 15. Then you need to add the constant. That is going to be negative 10 divided by 2. Negative 5 whole thing squared is 25 minus 25 minus 15. You add the constant, subtract the constant. Then you take these three terms together. You take those two terms together and then multiply it by the outside here. So that is going to be positive 25 minus 15. So this is the perfect square we talk about it, x minus 5 whole thing squared. Half of the 10. If this is minus, there will be minus. 25 minus 15 is going to be positive 10. Are you seeing the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Karthik and Argivan, are you guys following that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's going back to the next one with the fraction involved. We're going to take the f of x is basically same as y. I will revisit that again. The notation is about functions. So we're going to take the half out. You can actually do that. You don't need to be close. You don't need to be just to put the bracket. But as I'm following the steps, let's do that. So we're going to group that first two together, okay? Then we're going to take whoever in front of the x squared out. So that is going to be x squared. We have to be careful to find what we need to write it. You can simply take this number divided by 1/2. 2 divided by 1/2 is 4. You can verify that multiplying by half time 4, you get the 2. Now, 1/2 x squared plus 4x. Half of 4 is 2, the constant. So half of 4 divided by 2 whole thing squared is 4. So we can add and subtract that and plus 6. Then we know we take the first three terms together with the half. First three terms together. Then multiply the 1/2 by that. So that is minus 2 plus 6. So this is 1/2 time x plus 2 whole thing squared minus 2 plus 6 is positive 4. So what is the vertex here? Let's do that. Minus 2 comma 4. Now you can see that the leading term is positive cosine. So this one has an optimum value minimum. Minimum value of always the minimum value y is equal to 4. So you see some practice here. And then find the minimum maximum value. But the funny part is these questions are super difficult, the one that I'm showing it. So what we're going to do is we're going to going back to doing some textbook questions that's asking to find the maximum minimum value first before we move on. So let me going back to the grade 11 textbook to master this. And then I do have a Google Classroom, so it's pretty easy to join. Oh, I given. So I'm just going to give the link, so just copy the link. So come on the chat. You have to sign in with the personal Gmail. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to my textbook. Okay. So we are on chapter 3.2, because I'm not talking about properties of quadratic function. That's a grade 10 step. So I'm not expecting that properties of quadratic function we're going to review. So I'm going to go to 3.2, 148 to practice this completing square. You won't get it right on the one spot. It takes 10,000 questions for some of you to actually get it right. So all right, so we're going to be going back to determine the maximum minimum value. So we're going to be do some practice on this questions. And that is what we want to going back. Some of them are in pretty straightforward form. So pretty straightforward form to find it. So math employee MCR3 or Okay, so that is coming there. So let's see how would you guys do it. So you guys gonna do D first. You guys gonna show me how would you guys do the D? Copy down the question on the board. I will give you the board links. Just give me a moment. For Karthik, I have to give the board link. Okay, so that's going to be my TDSP account. All right, so I can. So this is close. Okay, MCR3. Okay, so it says link copy, so I should be able to put that on the chat. Let's say it's a lucid spark. Okay, you have a space to do the work. So can you do that? I would like to see the work. I would like to see the step for that question. Please try to write the work on the board. Then only I can see the progress. Fine, even just take the pen there. There's a pen option. Try to write it down, sir. I need to see the work. All right, so I can't really see anything you're writing. What's going on, sir? Where are you doing your work?
I'm writing.
Sorry?
I'm writing on like the board.
Can you write on the board? I need to see the work on the boards.
Yeah, I'm writing.
Are you writing on the board?
Can you like see like the scribbles I'm making?
Okay. Let's see if you're writing on the main. Oh, I see. You're using the main board. Okay. Okay, that's okay. I give you breakout boards. That's okay. Keep going, sir. All good.
It's just I kind of need help. How do you?
So I'm gonna be so if everyone copy the question, so I'm gonna be copied down the questions. Give me a moment. So I'm gonna copy down my questions. Minus 3x squared minus 12x plus 15. So let me copy down the questions. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep my steps. So that's how it's you can see. I will keep this process. So I will copy down the question, which is minus 3x squared. All right. Can you follow the step? Let's see. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So rather than I'm just telling what to do. So can you try to follow? Can you see on my screen the steps, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, so try to follow the steps. Let's see. Using the steps if you can get it right. So I'm gonna be jump around to see the others work. Karthik. Karthik, you might need to be look at the step one more time. So look at the steps and see where you might not following the steps. for this guy. So I see. Okay, so that's a division. So okay, so that's where's 4. Okay, so division, you're on the right track. Let me go back to Shion. 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 Oh, what happened to the 3, sir? Shion. Don't you see there's a -3? What happened to the -3? Where does it go on the second step? Shiron? Hi. What happened in the minus? Where does it go?
I forgot I had it.
Okay, fix that, sir. Fix that. Okay, so going back, let me go back to main mode. So let's see, Nishal is doing so. Nishal. Okay. So Nishal, if you take 3 as a common factor, how did you get 6 inside? So I'm confused. So let's do that in grade 9 step, okay? Not even grade 10. So in grade 9, you have learned something called distribution. If you multiply this, you get -3x squared. If you multiply -3 times -6, you will get 18. But unfortunately, that is not quite 18, right?
Yes.
All right, so I give in. So I didn't see anything. You have proceed to the second step. So what's going on?
I kind of need help with like the first step.
Hmm?
I kind of need help with the first.
Are you following the step? So let's do this. Let's do this together. So I need some space. So I want to just parallelly follow this. So I'm going to parallelly follow this. So watch this. Parallelly, I'm going to follow this. First step, inside the bracket or on the first 2 terms. Follow that. It's just saying that how to fix a car. So somebody telling how to fix a car. Divide the coefficient of the middle term by 2. So, and then factor out the coefficient from the binomial to make the x squared coefficient equal 1. So the only way we can do, we can take the -3 out. If you factor out this one, minus 12 divided by -3 is going to be positive 4x. That's the second step. I follow that. Now divide, actually step 2. Divide the coefficient of the middle term by 2 and squares to make the perfect square. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. It says we need to add the term and subtract the term. We need to add the term and subtract the term. Are you following that step, man?
Yeah.
Then we know that we group that first 3 terms together. Then we multiply these 2. Now we know when we done it, it's a perfect square. How do I know? How do I write it the perfect square? X plus, if the middle sign is positive, you write a positive. Then write a half of that coefficient of b. Half of 4 is 2. So that is -3 times x plus 2 whole thing squared plus 27. Right? 12 plus 15 is 27. Are you guys following that? Kartik?
Yeah.
All right. Look like that. I need to write another example, exactly something like this TC from you guys. All right, but I don't want to. So I'm gonna going back to another example here. You guys need to work on. So the question didn't ask to do anything. The question asking determine the maximum and minimum value. So in this case, let's go back to that question here. So in this case, because it's negative, it's going to have a maximum value. The value is simply the vertex y coordinate, isn't it? Are you seeing the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I actually going to write my own question. Can you complete that? Can you follow the step, please? Complete that. I want to see the steps. Complete this question. Follow the steps. All right, just to see the process, so it's pretty straightforward and not really worry about position. Let's see how would you guys do. Let's say, all right, I given look like your grade 10 math skills are really rusty, man. When you take the -6 out, how would you get +2 inside? So at the end of the class, I'm gonna be suggest some videos to watch from Waterloo. So you might need to be really work hard to review a few things from the grade 10. So especially factoring those small things, it's going to be if you have a math first semester, those small things are going to be accumulate a lot. You see that you pull -6 outside, isn't it? When you pull the -6 outside as a factor, look at that. That cannot be positive. So imagine yourself -6 times 2, if you remultiply. If you multiply that expression back again, you need to get a +12. -6 times +2 is -12, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So small steps plays a role.
Pardon?
Somebody change that step in the middle. Karthik, okay, pretty good. Keep going, so keep going, keep going. So all my confusion is you got 11. Is it 11? You're getting that -2. So how did you get 11 here? Is that 11?
Yeah.
No,
Where is the 11 coming from? Okay, you're not showing the step, but calculation wise, there will be 11, but that step is not right. So there's a piece is missing. You're not showing that
I
you're.
did the -6 times 1.
I know, but but okay. So you need to show the steps. There are pieces in there is missing. So y is equal to half of -2 is -1. Squared is 1. So 1 minus 1. That is missing, man. You have to show that. Then you can rewrite this one just a one thing. -6 times -1 is +6 plus 5. So that is -6 x minus 1 whole thing square. You got that part right. I given. Did we get a maximum value here, so a minimum value here?
maximum.
Sorry?
Is it maximum?
Somehow I can't hear you. Either you're far away from your microphone or
Maximum.
sorry,
Maximum.
a maximum value. Why do you think it's a maximum value?
Like the first number is
Okay, let me increase my volume. Yes. Why do you think it's maximum?
because the first number is like negative.
Okay, the A value is negative.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. So now we need to practice completing a square. We're not done yet. So you guys can see that determine the maximum minimum value of the following quadratic function. There are right questions sitting here. They're not quite easy. You guys gonna see. So I'm gonna do one more example. In grade 10, we don't really focus on it. In grade 10, unless that you're an IB, we will just tell you how to find a vertex. There's a way to find a vertex. But in grade 11, if you don't know how to do that, then there's a few things on this unit. It's going to be difficult. So let's see how to work with A. So I'm going to let you guys to work on A. Can you guys do the A, please? I want to see that. How would you guys approach A? Using the step 1, 2, 3, 4. It is not quite easy, but I want to see. Okay, Karthik, you're on the right track, sir. Keep going. Keep going, keep going. That's right step. So let's going back to switch it back to argument. So let's see how that's working out. Oh, you're on the main board. I keep on forgetting you're writing on the main board. Okay. Keep going, keep going. Okay, sir, you got that right this time. Okay, so let's going back to Sharon. How's that going? Good job, sir. Good job. Keep going. Yeah, that's right, Sharon. You're on the right track. So let's see revision. Where is he writing the work? What are you doing, Matt? -5 over. Oh, you just put the bracket. Okay, I see. I see. Okay, keep going. All right, so let's see now in the shop. How's that going? All right. I see that you guys get started with correctly. So there are three of you going back to keep them in fraction decimal. Correct. You can do that. But I'm not going to do that with the decimal, right? So watch this. So we always collect these two terms. So Karthik and argument, you guys got that first set of correct. So you pull the -2 out, x squared. So minus correct. In grade 11, your teacher won't allow you to keep a decimal. So we're going to keep it 5 divided by 2. Very important, -1. So do not go back to decimal. Next step. This is the b. We need half of that first. So how do I find a half of it? Multiplying by 1/2. And we need the square of it. So in that case, it's -5 over 4 squared, which is 25 over 16. Dividing by 2 is multiplying by 1/2. So what's going to happen? -2 times x squared minus 5 over 2x. And then plus 25 over 16 minus 25 over 16 minus 1. Now, this is going to be -2 times. We group these together, -5 over 2x plus 25 over 16. Now we're going to multiply this -2 by that. So if you multiply, fraction multiplication is going to be positive 25 over 8. So if you're not following that multiplication, you can ask, that's minus 2 times x. Remember, this is the guy. The half of the guy will go here. Half of the guy will go here. And then we had to simplify that. So that is 25 minus 8 divided by 8. So that is going to be minus 2. Now you guys can see the maximum value is going to be 17 over 8 because of the minus 2. Are you guys following that? Guys?
Yeah.
All right. Questions there is not quite fun because you need to know the process. But I don't really want to keep on spending time on this because mastering the skill is something you have to do at home. So we're gonna going back to see how we should be able to going back to solving problem that involve the maximum minimum value. When I given a word problem that asks to find a maximum minimum value or the greatest or least value, we can use the method of completing square. To determine the vertex. So here's the question. A basketball hit in the air and the height of the ball in h meters after t seconds is modeled by the following function. Find the maximum height. So can you guys do that for me, please? Completing the square, please. You know what to do. Complete the square. You have to just little jiggling that question. So that is minus 5t squared plus 20t plus 1. Please make sure to show your step on the board. Completing the square, completing the square. Oh, my bad, my bad. What did I do? Let me keep moving. Okay, good. When you take minus 5, so you got 20 there. How that possible? 10? Is 20 divided by 5 is 10? I begin. The 20 divided by 5 is 10. You had to watch out for the math. Okay, so Vidushan on the right track. Let's say Shiron. Shiron is writing everywhere. I have to just search it for it where he's actually doing his work. Okay, I see you highlighted. All right, that's right. That's 2 man 2. How come the time can be negative? Come on, it's naive. If that middle sign is minus, the vertex is positive, right? Okay, let's see how hard Karthik is doing. Okay, Karthik got that first part done. All right. So Karthik is right. Okay, so let's going back to begin what he's doing. So okay, so keep going. Okay, just ready for your next step.
Can I go to the washroom?
Yes, sir. All right, so you're on the right track, so which is good. So let me moving back to just taking that up quickly. So h of t is equal to minus 5. You take that t squared minus 4t plus 1. And we're going to do h of t is minus 5, t squared minus 4t. Half is going to be 4 minus 4. Minus 5, positive 20 plus 1. So minus 5 times t minus 2 whole thing squared plus 21. So maximum height, therefore max height of the ball is 21 meters. Are you following that? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, going back to this one, sometime we really need to know the information. The demand function for the new magazine PFX, when PFX representing the selling price in thousands of dollars and existing number of magazines sold in thousands. The cost function is given by 4x plus 48. Calculate the maximum profit and the number of magazines sold that produce the maximum profit. So they're asking calculate the maximum profit. So they give the demand function and they also give the cost function. So I'm going to show the formula. So you're not expected to know this formula, that how to derive it. Just give me a moment to show the formula for this. And you guys can be completing the square to find the answer. So that's again another example of where we're going to use this. Okay. All right. So let's get my formula for this. So the profit function, profit is simply given by revenue minus cost. So revenue minus cost. That's a profit. We all know that. Now, the revenue is calculated by demand times it by number of magazines sold, number of items sold. So what is the demand function? Minus 6x
plus 40. Number of items sold is X. And the cost function is 4X plus 48. Are you guys following that? Hello? Guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the problem on this is, I'm not going to tell what the problem. I want you guys to copy down and find me the vertex. Can you guys complete the square? I don't want to say anything. I want to see your steps. How would you guys do? I hold on. So I try to recall your answer.
Me?
Yeah, argument. Are you following that formula?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if you can able to work from there to find out the profit. I mean, we want a profit, so profit is basically that y coordinate of the vertex. So let's see how you can figure that out. I want to tell what the steps are. Nishal, are you taking notes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Want me to find the vertex?
Correct. Find a vertex. The only thing is, it is not in the form that we are looking for yet. You have to do something. Karthik, are you following the question?
Yeah.
Okay. So Vidushan is on the right track. Let's see what Nishal is doing here. Okay, Nishal taking the screenshots, and then I'm not sure what happened to that big question. Let's see how I begin to progress going on. Okay, sir. So this one, you have to first open the bracket. You have to actually get into the regular quadratic function. So minus 6 times x is negative 6x squared. Plus 40 times x is 40x. Minus 4x. Minus 48. If you don't do that step, then there's no way you can proceed. Are you following that, sir?
Yeah.
That's the first step. So we have to simplify. It's not necessary that you will get a perfect quadratic expression. So you have to rearrange it. Okay, can you guys complete the square, please, for that expression? After that step, it's the same process.
Oh,
After that, it's the same process. So you have to group the first two terms, and then so on, so on, so, right? All right. Let me quickly going back to see. Let me hop in. To see how Karthik is progressing on that. All right. So that is all right. Look like in the right track, sir. Okay. I know it's not easy to write it here. Sharon, are you back? Okay. Vidushan, I see you are on the right track, so you said okay. What's my mistakes? What is that, man? I'm confused a lot on here. That was the original equation. You got a 96. I'm not sure where the 96 come from, sir. Where did you get 96 from, man? Minus 6x squared plus 40x minus 4x minus 48. I'm confused where the 98 come from. Or 96.
From minus 48 and then
Yeah.
again minus 48
Where did you get another 48, man? Where did you get another 48? I'm confused myself. Where did you
from the
get?
cost equation.
Sure. This is minus x times 6 is minus 6x squared, 40x. This is minus 4x minus 48. Where did you get another 48? Where is the other 48 coming from? Huh?
Isn't that the equation for revenue?
The revenue equation is going to be demand times the item sold. The demand function is this. Item sold is x. So if you multiply that minus 6x plus 40 times x is minus 6x squared plus 40x, isn't it?
Oh, okay, okay. So I just got confused.
All right. Do you want to add some additional term? That's okay. That's okay. So we're gonna going back to minus 6 because we take that x squared minus 6x minus 48 is outside. Then minus 6 x squared minus 6x. Half of negative 6 is 3. So plus 9 minus 9 minus 48. So minus 6. We know how to group it. We expert on that. Minus 6 times plus 54 minus 48. Minus 6 times. That is 6. So we know calculate the maximum profit. Max profit is $6,000 because it's in thousands of dollars. So we had to be careful. It's not just 6. Most common mistake you guys gonna see. You guys gonna see it's 6, but it's 6,000. Are you following that logic? I'll give in.
Yeah.
Thick. Nisha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
How did you get like 9?
So the key idea here is this is the b value. So we need to add the b over 2 whole thing squared, right? So let's see who's joining here. Who dropped, who's joining? That's Sharon. Okay. So the b over 2 minus 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is? And we add and subtract the term, isn't it? Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now going back to another type of problem you guys are going to see. Michael is building a fence in his backyard so that his dog will not run away. he will be using 400 meter of fencing. So the amount of fencing 400 meter to build a rectangular enclosure. He will be using the back of his house as one wall. So here's what it is. Back of his house is one of the walls. So this does not require fencing. Determine the dimension to achieve the largest possible area. You're just going to see this question. Now let's going back. Let L be the length of the fence, and W be the width, right? So if I do that, this is going to be my length. This is my W. This is my W. Here's my question for you guys. I'm going to write an expression, L plus 2W. Karthik, how much do you think L plus 2W is?
What do you mean by L plus 2W? Like the length and the width?
So the length of that fence is, so you're building a fence in the backyard, right? They
Yeah.
are referring to the length of the fence and the W representing the width of the fence. My question here is, in this example, what do you think L plus 2W is equal to?
Maybe 300.
Okay, so Vidushan?
400.
400. Because it clearly says he'll be using 400 meter of fencing. Fence. That is your fence. This is a fence. That is a fence. Fence is referring to that the amount of perimeter is going to take. But we don't need a fence this side because this is aligned with that house on the back. Are you seeing that? Vigan, Karthik, Nishal, do you guys understand the problem now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we want the area. What is area? 10 times width. So what's the problem here? You see here, this one, it's in two variables. But I can do something. I can say L is equal to 400 minus 2W, isn't it? Did you guys agree with that? Guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you guys agree with that, so this is going to be L is 400 minus 2W and times it by W. I want you to find out the maximum value this can take. So I can help you on the intermediate step. So this is 400W minus 2W squared. You can rewrite that back. Minus 2W squared plus 400W. Right? Are you just following that?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, are you guys following that expression? How do I rewrite it back?
Yeah.
Complete the square to find the vertex, I believe. Well, just hold on. So after that, we're going to inverse of the quadratic function. I'm not going to go in there. And then we will work with the radicals. So we will learn about how to work with the radicals. Inverse, I will come back later. I'm not sure if I have a time for that. And then it's application. Okay, that's all good. That's all good. So you guys going to do that for me. Okay, I will be back quickly. So complete that on your work. Let's see how's that going. Okay, Vidushan, you're on the right track. Let's see on my main board what's happening on the main board. Somebody just started to copy down my work, I believe. Let's see how Karthik is doing. Okay, so let's see how's Nishal's work's going on. The same step. I'm not sure there's any new steps here. It's exactly the same step. You have to simply common factor whatever in front of the square term first. That's the first step.
Okay.
So the first step in here, you have to simply take anything in front of. So A is equal to minus 2w squared plus 400w. You have to common factor anything in front of that w squared first. So w squared minus 200w. Then we know half of that squared. So that is minus 100 squared is going to be 10,000, isn't it? Are you guys following that? Guys, are you guys following that?
Yeah.
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 10,000. Again, are you following that, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, these three terms, we always know what to do. So we can skip one of the 10, minus 100. Then minus 2 times that is going to be positive 20,000. Now, remember, this is the area, but this is the width. So the dimensions, width is going to be 100. Now, if a width is 100, I can find the length easily because we know L time, the length is 400 minus 2w. So 400 minus 2 times w, which is 200. Are you just following now? Guys,
Yeah.
okay. Now I'm going to going back to easiest way to get this one done. So we got an expression for A, which is basically 400 minus 2w. 400 minus 2w times it by w. Now let me going back to something from grade 10. Recall from grade 10. If a quadratic expression in the factored form, then the vertex x coordinate can be get by s plus t divided by 2. And then we can use that in the original equation to find the y. That's another way to go. So let's see how can I able to get this one done. The s and t's are the solution to the quadratic equation. So what we're going to do, we're going to take these ones set back to 0 to find s and t. So 400 is equal to 2w. W is equal to 200. The other side, w will be 0. So this is your s, this is your t. You are expected to know your grade 10 math. This class is not for me to just review your grade 10. So vertex x coordinate will be s plus t divided by 2. So that is 200 plus 0 divided by 2, which is 100, which I have proven here. W is 100. So we can go that way. Are you guys following that step?
Yeah.
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 So that's another way that we can solve the problem. So now moving back to my next one. This is going to be another interesting one. You guys going to see this. A sports store sells the baseball caps with the local baseball logo on them. Last year, they sold 600 caps at $15 each. So number of. So let's create a table. So number of cats number of cats, and then I'm going to say revenue. Okay. So when you solve 600, revenue 600 times 15, right? The store manager is planning to increase the price. The consumer survey shows that for every $1 increase, there will be a drop in $30. So we're going to increase the price by $1. So that is going to be 15 plus 1. Sorry. Let's create the table a little nicely. So first, price per the cat, number sold. My last one is the revenue. 15, 600, 15 times 600. Now you're going to increase the price by $1. Then you will lose 30 cats. So what's the revenue? 15 plus 1 times 600 minus 30. Are you guys following that?
Yeah.
Okay. And let me increase this price by 2 times by $1. 2 times by $1. So 2 times by the $1. Then I will lose 2 of the 30 lost. Each time I increase, I will lose 30 cats. So 2 times, I will lose 60 cats. So what my revenue is going to look like, 15 plus 2 times the number of time I increment by $1 times it by 60 minus 30 times number of time I increase by the $1. I did it for 2 times. So let's do this pattern for, I'm going to increase for X time. So if I increase my price by X time, it's X times 1, which is X, because only $1. So X times 30 drop in price. I mean, drop in sales. What's my revenue? 600 minus 30x. 600 minus 30x times it by 15 plus x, isn't it? Are you just following that? My revenue
Yeah.
is based on the number of time, x is number of time I increase the price. So that is going to be 15 plus x times 600 minus 30x. So here's what you guys want to do. Find the selling price. Selling price. So I want the vertex x coordinate. And then maximum annual revenue, that's different story. So this is another type of question you guys going to see when you see this Journey quadratic relation. So some schools started with the algebra, some schools directly dive into the quadratic relation. Some teachers would talk about functions. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to revisit my functions again because I will have some few people joining it again. So it's a good review for the function. But this is something that you have seen before. Nothing new, but we adds on. So I'm just teaching the one that adds on, and then the one that you're supposed to learn further on grade 11, we're going to come back. So can you guys do this, please? This is an interesting one. So there's 2 different ways you can do. You can choose the way that you want to do. All right. What do we do for this question? Karthik, what is your method, sir? Karthik?
Yeah, so I did like the outer parts first, so 15 times 600 and 15 times negative 30x, and then x times 600 and x times negative 30x.
You expand it first,
Yeah,
but we don't need to because it's already in factored form. Find the TNS. Find the TNS. How do you find the TNS? Set this one back to 0. Solve for that. That is your T. Set this one back to 0. Solve for X. X is 20. That is your S. The vertex X coordinate is given by, that's going to be the X we are looking for. X is the number of time I increase the price. Negative 15 plus 20 divided by 2. 5 divided by 2, 2.5. So the X is the number of time. The number of time price increased by $1. So if I increment by price 2.5 times, so selling price, originally you're selling for $15, that you need to increment 2.5 times by $1, $17.50. Are you just following that, guys?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how would you find the maximum remain? But plug in here. We want to find out R at when X is 2.5. So 15 plus 2.5 times 600 minus 30 times 2.5. You can do the math. I don't know what is that number is. Let's do the multiplication here. So that is 15 plus 2.5 times 600 minus 30 times 2.5. So that's giving me 9187.5. Are you guys following that?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna post this handout first, so you guys can maybe look at the handout. So I'm not done yet, but let's upload the handout. So that's going to be my material, and then say chapter 3 quadratic. Quadratic relation. Okay, so I'm gonna be at upload file. All right, so when I switch sources, mathematics, and then going back to my grade 11. So that's the whole package for this lesson. I'm using it, so you should be able to see. Just let's call that homework, that's fine. So let's play with another question before I move on. All right. You guys gonna work on question number 10. Question number 10. Now at home, as your homework on the textbook, you guys gonna do 3.1 and 3.2. 3.1 is a quadratic relation review. So if you look at the textbook, I will show you the type of question you see in 3.1. So in 3.1, you guys see all about properties of quadratic function, just a complete review. It's all complete review. So you guys gonna be work on this. You guys gonna work on this. This is completely review, express standard form, y-intercept, nothing else, something you have seen. And then you guys gonna going back to 3.2, which I just talked about how to find the maximum minimum value. So you should be able to do those questions. So now you guys gonna look at number 10. I'm not showing the setup. It's a very similar to the question we have done. Let's see how would you guys work it out on that. All right, I would like to see the setup of this question from everyone. How are you guys doing the setup? Very similar as previous question, nothing new. It's very similar to the previous question. Who is this doing that all 16 plus x? And then 60 minus x divided by 160 minus x divided by 60 minus. Okay, I'm gonna see then how the rest is doing that here. So reduction, let's see what reductions. Okay, so reduction already have done it. So okay. Okay, guys, let me show you a pretty easy question. So you're originally selling 60 new cars. Now, market survey indicate for every $20 increase. So for every $20 increase, you will see one less car. So let's see. Let's X represents the number of time the price of the car increased by $20. So if you see that, let's see the X amount of time increasing by $20. So you will be losing one car each time. So you're losing for X amount of time, you're increasing. and then this is 800 plus, and then you increase X time by $20. So X, because each time you increase by $20, you're losing one car. So if you increase by 20 times, you will lose X cars, and then 800 plus 20X. That is your revenue function. Karthik, Nishal, again, are you guys following that? Okay. Okay. Now you know what to do. You can find a zero easily. So you can find S and T. And then the vertex X coordinate is S plus T divided by 2. You set each one of them back to 0. So you will be increasing 10 times by $20. So the new price will be 800 plus $200,000. Are you guys following that, guys? Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna meet next class. So next class I'm gonna be revisit things we have learned again. So it's about kind of spiraling at school that you guys gonna see in different units. But we are on the track. Next week, same time, school start. This time doesn't change. So make sure you look at the questions on the textbook I posted on the Google Classroom. So Agi, when did you join the Google Classroom, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if your name is there. I didn't see your name yet. Let me refresh it here. Oh yeah, I given Silver come out. Sounds great. Are you following the lesson, man?
Yeah.
Okay, I will see you next week on Thursday, and good luck at school. Have fun.
But